need to give it a rest already, you old hag. I mean, really, just what the heck is up with that meal you made for us today? Or should I say reheated for us, since all you did was take out some leftovers, throw them in the microwave, and then serve them to us for dinner. Do you think that we're dogs or something? Do you think you can just feed us slop and that we won't notice what you're doing? What in the world are you talking about? Are you really calling what I served you for dinner slop? Of course it is! I thought I told you that I was going to be having friends coming over tonight, didn't I? I told you so that you could prepare for everything and make sure to start cooking us something amazing in the afternoon so it would be ready by evening. But instead, you just threw together whatever you felt like and then threw it on a plate for my friends and I. Why would you do that? Can you really not cook one nice meal for people? I don't know what you're even talking about at all. I made what I thought you would like, and I'll have you know that I worked very hard on it. You mean that you weren't just serving us leftovers? You actually made that today? And that's the best you could do? Even if I grant that you actually did try, who in the world would ever want to eat what you put in front of us? I mean, really, when you brought up that platter, I just felt my appetite leave me right away. I don't think that you're being fair at all right now. Anyways, that's why I just took the food that you made for my friends and I dumped it all into the garbage. Then we all just ordered takeout for ourselves instead. But don't worry, I made sure to use your credit card when we ordered the food, since it was your mistake in the first place. Are you kidding me? Did you really do all of that? What is the matter with you, Lisa? I don't really have time to keep up this conversation anymore. I have to go and drop off my friends, so I'll be going now. As for you, you better get back home while I'm out and make sure that it's spotless before I get back. Do you understand me? But you were the one that kicked me out of the house because your friends were coming over in the first place. And then you asked me to cook for you, and you just threw away all the food that I made? And now you order me to come back and clean up the mess that you and your friends made. I'm sorry, but I don't think you're being fair to me at all right now. I mean, just who do you think I am? Who do I think you are? I think you're the maid that lives in our house, of course. I mean, that is what you are, you know. You moved in here just to be my personal maid. Excuse me? Do you have any idea who you're talking to? I can't believe that you're saying all of this. Anyways, can you just make sure that the house is clean as it was before my friends came over? And while you're at it, go ahead and make something for me to eat when I get back. But this time, try actually putting some effort into what you're doing, okay?
Tom, are you there? I need you to answer me right now because I am seriously at my limit. Do you understand me?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is all of this about all of a sudden? Don't tell me that you got into another fight with Lisa.
She is just horrible. I mean, I don't even know if you could call it a fight at this point. Did you know that she asked me to cook for her and her friends only to call my food disgusting and throw it all away? Not only that, but then she demanded that I leave the house while her friends were over. And then on top of that, she demanded that I clean up after them all while calling me things like her maid. Do you have any idea how humiliating it is to be talked to by a child like that? It's just awful.
Oh, I see. Well, if that's all that happened, it sounds to me like you might need to work on your cooking skills a little then, right? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with putting in a little more effort to try and impress your stepdaughter, you know? Besides, you are, after all, just a housewife, right? So it's not like you don't have plenty of time, that you're just at home alone. I think the least you can do is listen to what my daughter has to say to you and try to take those critiques as coming from a genuine place so that you can learn what you need to improve on. Then, when you start to do your job around the house in a fashion that suits you, Lisa, she might start to change her attitude towards you.
Do you have any idea just how hard I work to keep this house in running order every single day? I get up before everyone else to cook breakfast, and I'm always the last one going to bed as well.
Well, that just means that you're not at the level where you can do your job without taking up too much time. But I know there are plenty of wives way better and more efficient than you are. I mean, I'm not saying that as a dig against you, just that you shouldn't be so full of yourself, and maybe it's important to remind yourself that there are always more for you to learn. Is it really so bad to admit that maybe some of what Lisa has to say might be coming from a good place?
You do realize that I do so much more than just clean the house and do the cooking around here, right? I mean, you do realize that my meals are handmade, right? I make everything from scratch for you two. And the cleaning isn't just passing a vacuum over the floor once a week. I make sure to dust almost every day, and I'm constantly cleaning up after you two as well.
Sure, but are you telling me that you're not satisfied with your life already? I mean, you do realize that it's a mother's duty to make sacrifices for her husband and daughter, right?
Are you kidding me right now? You didn't just actually send that to me, did you? Are you even reading what I'm sending you?
I really can't deal with you when you get like this, you know? I mean, why can't you just keep the house clean and stop all your complaining? I really don't understand why you're being so ungrateful. I work hard every day to provide for us, and you don't see me complaining.
Well then, how about I go and find a job? What do you think about that? Because if you think that I want to just be a housewife, then you're wrong.
Wait, what? What in the world are you talking about? Are you telling me that you really think that you actually want to go out and work a real job?
I am just reminding you that the only reason I am not working is because you asked me to quit my job and become a full-time housewife. It was never something that I wanted to do, but because Lisa was just in the first grade, I wanted to try and be flexible and give it a shot. So I quit my job so that I could be at home and spend time with you and your daughter. All because I thought it would make the marriage go smoother. But now it's been years and I have been thanklessly working as a housewife for you both, and most days it just feels like I'm your maid. So you can go on all about how much you think you provide for us, but think about what your life would be like if I wasn't doing this for you as well.
Okay, look, I'm sure that you came up with all kind of excuses in your head for how you got here, but at the end of the day, you're the one who chose to be a housewife, remember? And if anything, I think you should count yourself lucky to have someone who wants to provide for you like I do. I give you a really nice life.
Oh, really? Because it doesn't really seem that way from where I'm standing right now. In fact, I would much rather have the chance to get out of the house more and get back into an office. So if you really think that I have it easy, then please allow me to ease your burden while I go out and look for a job. Because Lisa is already in high school now, and I just really don't understand why I should be at home all the time.
Oh, come on. You can't really be serious about this, right? You're telling me that you want to trade a life of a housewife just to go back to work?
That's exactly what I'm saying. In fact, I think you should also know that I've found a place where I want to work at. And I'm going out to find a job, and then you and I are going to split the work around the house. And then maybe you'll understand just how much effort really goes into keeping the house running well.
You have got to be kidding me with this right now. I mean, really, why in the world would you want to make me do work around the house? And if you think that I'm just going to let you find another job, then you have got another thing coming. Do you have any idea how embarrassing that would be for me?
What in the world are you even talking about? How would me going out and getting a job be embarrassing for you?
Well, because if you're a housewife who just now getting a job, then everyone is going to know something is up with us. And I just don't want people getting the wrong idea about what's going on and just jumping to conclusions.
I really don't think that anyone would care at all if I went out and found a job. I mean, I stayed at home until your daughter was old enough to take care of her own, and now I'm going back out to work again. It seems pretty logical to me.
Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about at all. And anyways, it just won't work at all. So why don't you just drop it, okay? Besides, even if you go out and find a job, I doubt that you can find one that would earn half as much as I do. So if you think that you can make me do housework when you're barely earning, well then you're out of your mind.
You really think that I just can't be anything more than a housewife, don't you? Well, if that's the case, then I'm sorry, but I think I really am at my limit with you. If you aren't going to support me in getting a job, then I'm leaving this house.
Are you kidding me? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? You can't just leave the house.
I'm going to leave the house, and I'm never ever going to come back. So there. And if you don't want this to happen, all you have to do is let me work and do some more work around the house.
You really think that I'm just going to let you blackmail me like this? Well, it's not going to work on me. So if that's what you really want, then just leave. Like you said, Lisa's already old enough to take care of herself, so she doesn't even need a mother around anymore. And you think we're going to struggle if you leave us? Do you know how simple it's going to be to hire a maid to do all that you used to do? You think that you have all this power and pull all the influence over me, but you don't. I was always doing more for you than the other way around.
Okay then, fine. If that's really how you want to do things, then I'll leave, just like you said. We are going to get a divorce, and that is that. Hey there, you old hag. I just wanted you to know that I heard from my dad that you're finally going to be leaving. That's right. I'm going to start packing today and leave this house as soon as I can. Man, I knew you were useless, but I didn't expect things to escalate so quickly. It's pretty funny when you think about it. But it really is just so sad that you're getting chased out of this house by your own husband. Serves you right, though. I really don't think that any of this is sad at all. In fact, I'm glad to finally be leaving the two of you. You have never once shown me the respect that you should be showing your mother. Both you and your father have treated me like nothing more than some kind of maid who works for you. That shouldn't be how you treat a family. Well, you see, the thing is that we were never ever family to begin with. We're not even blood related. So how could you ever be my mother? I have been married to your father for 10 years now, and you two have never ever treated me like a family. I just told you. That's because you're not family. You're just a sad little maid who came to live with us for a while. But you weren't even good at being that either. You could barely do your job right, and that's why I was always getting so upset with you. But at least now you're finally going to be leaving us for good. We don't need some useless housewife hanging around here. You're nothing but a parasite just feeding off of my dad. How dare you talk to me this way? Someone really ought to teach you a lesson. Well, it's not going to be you since you're getting kicked out of the house right now. So how about you just pack up your things and get out already? Oh, don't worry. That is exactly what I plan to do. I plan on packing up my things and never ever coming back here again. Well, good. That works out just fine for me because I never ever want to see you again either. So there. I'm already so happy thinking of coming back to the house without you there. Well, don't worry. It won't be much longer now before me and all of my things are gone from this house. In fact, if I do happen to run into you after this, I'll treat you like a complete stranger that I've never even met. And I expect the same from you. Oh, of course. Why would I want to do anything with a useless old lady that my dad doesn't even want in the house anymore? You're nothing to me and you never were anything. Well, perfect. I'm so happy that you said that, because this is going to make a great column for my magazine. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I don't understand. Anyways, I have a lot of business to take care of, so I can't really waste my time anymore with you. You and your dad have a nice life without me in it. Hold on just a second. What do you mean your magazine? Where did that come from? I never heard about that before. Well, I don't really see why it's any of your business since we don't even know each other. Hey, Alexa, what the heck is going on here, huh? Did you seriously write about my dad and I in your magazine? Since when did you even work as a writer for a magazine? Wow. I suppose that I really shouldn't have expected anything less from a high school girl. It seems you follow magazines and online news and gossip and the like quite closely, don't you? But I thought that you and I were never going to talk to each other again if we could help it. Shut up and answer my questions. I want an explanation for what's going on, and I want one right now. I just saw that article on the front cover of one of the most popular magazines at this cafe. Not only that, but flipping through the magazine, it said that you were the one that published your own article as an open edition. Yeah, you basically just described the whole situation. And I think I know the cafe you're talking about since I'm close friends with the owner after writing a great review of the cafe. But I don't get it. This still doesn't make any sense to me at all. I thought that you were just a housewife. What's going on here? Well, as a housewife, I needed a place to get away from it all, and I found myself becoming a regular at the cafe. For instance, when you would kick me out when your friends were over, I would go to that cafe and spend hours there, and eventually became friends with the owner. In fact, he even asked if I wanted to take over his shop. But wait, this doesn't make any sense at all. Why in the world would he offer it to you? I guess he would do so because I'm not the useless housewife that you think I am. But I don't understand. You're the owner of a magazine, and now you're going to be taking over the cafe? You are talking about the cooking magazine, yes? I thought that the owner just recognized me and thought that I would be a good successor. After all, you most know that I'm a Michelin-starred chef, right? Hold on, what? What are you talking about? If that's true, then why did you feed my friends and I that horrible food? I'm sorry you thought it was horrible, but the general eating public seems to love it. Maybe you just have bad taste. But then, you must have a lot of money, right? I do okay for myself, thank you very much. But if you have that much money, then you have to tell my dad. I'm sure that he'll take you back if he knows that you're rich. 2 things. 1, I don't want anything to do with you or your father ever again. I have no reason to go back to him or you after the terrible way that you treated me. 2, your father was the one who told me that he never wanted me to work. I was able to work on my magazine in private, but I'm not about to beg for him to take me back and start new work running a cafe. But you can't just leave us. We had no idea that you had so much money. Here's a little tip from one former so-called parasite to another. If you want to try and have someone in your life for their money, you probably shouldn't just tell them to their faces. But I'm sure that I can talk to my dad and convince him to let you work if you want to. Please, we'll do more work around the house if you just come back to us. We really had no idea who you were. Well, that really isn't my problem in the slightest. You two acted the way that you did towards me and finally pushed me out of the house with your horrible attitudes. I told you that I never wanted anything to do with you or your father ever again. And I said that I didn't ever want you to speak to me again. So I really don't understand what you think you're going to accomplish by begging for me to come back when you've already made it clear that you're only doing so because you now know that I have money. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a life to get back to. After that, I started getting texts from Tom begging for me to take him back as well, but I just ignored them. Thankfully, we were already divorced and I was able to make sure he had no part in my life moving forward. Meanwhile, I finalized my purchase on the cafe and began running it part-time while I also continued publishing my food magazine. Learning how to run a restaurant is really hard work, so I was glad for that. I could really rely on my magazine stuff again, the same way that I did when I was married to Tom. As for Lisa and Tom, they continued to bug me, trying to find ways to worm themselves back into my life. But I really wasn't having any of it at all. I finally got to the point where I just blocked them on every medium imaginable. I did my best to cut them entirely out of my life, so that I wouldn't even have to hear the updates about what was going on in their lives.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hi, sorry for the sudden message. I was wondering if I could please have a talk with you sometime soon. Hey Lisa, of course you can. As a matter of fact, I'm not too busy right now, so you can ask right away. What did you need to talk about? Thank you so much. It's about my marriage. You know how I'm getting married next month, right? Well, me and my fiancé have been thinking, would you mind if my husband and I were to move in with you after the paperwork is done? We'll take care of everything, so all we need is permission from you. Move in with me? I mean, I'd be happy to have you two move in with me, but wouldn't you two want a bit of privacy? Especially right after your marriage. Are you okay with having your mother-in-law around all the time? And my house doesn't have the best access to any urban cities nearby either. No worries about any of that. Ryan was very worried about you. About how you'd be completely isolated from your social life if he got married and moved out. As the single child of you, he seems pretty concerned about leaving you all alone. So I thought that the best choice to make was for all of us to move in with you. I mean, I really am very happy about how much you do care for me, but that's just too much to ask for a newlywed couple. I'm totally fine with living alone, so please enjoy your marriage together, honey. Please, we talked this through and both insist that this is the best decision for us to make. To be honest, being able to live with you has its upsides for us as well. If we're able to live with you, we'll have less bills to pay, and we're thinking of using that extra money to save up for our wedding. Oh, really? Are you going to start saving up for the wedding starting now? I thought you two were going to have the wedding by the end of the year, since you were getting married next month. Yes, that was our initial goal, but the savings haven't been adding up too well for us. So we're thinking that the wedding will be pushed back to next year, at the earliest. I've been trying to pay back for my scholarships at the same time, but it hasn't been working out too well. I see. I didn't know you had scholarships to pay back. The truth is, my grandparents both fell very ill right before my senior year of high school started. After that, we had lots of bills to pay, regarding their hospitalization and nursery. At one point, my parents told me to give up on getting a college education and to start working to help out with the bills. But I was very stubborn about the decision and had them let me go into college. As a trade-off, they made me promise that I would pay for all of my college fees with scholarships. All of it, meaning a full 4 years? And you're paying it all back by yourself? Yes, but this was all what I signed up for myself, so I have no regrets. Ryan had his college fees paid for by his parents, right? Sometimes I get jealous about those households. My husband saved up for his education little by little. It was difficult to keep paying after he passed away, but we came through the 4 years somehow. Ryan must be very proud of his father as well. If only we had another $3,000, we would be able to carry out the wedding as soon as we wanted. The goal seems so close, but is so far away in reality. So, the both of us would be extremely grateful to have you allow us live with you. We wouldn't have to pay nearly as much rent, and I'm sure we can manage to work hard to save up on groceries and utility fees. I'll make sure to eat nothing but plain pieces of bread and frozen peas. What? Of course, and I'll make sure not to make your son take part in this. I'll be sure to cut down on my spendings alone. It's my fault that the money that could be saving up isn't being saved up, so... But don't worry, I'll make delicious meals for the two of you every meal of the day. Don't mind my cheap meals right beside you. How could I not mind that, honey? It wouldn't be natural to see that only one of you were working hard to save up on money while the other was spending away. Please, there's nothing to be concerned about here. I'll make sure not to flush the toilet more than once a day, and I'll only take a shower once a week. But ignore me and carry on with your lives, please. It only makes sense that me, the one with the debt, is working hard to save up money to pay it back. Honey, any normal human being wouldn't be able to bear to watch that happen in their own house. Look, if you would like me to, I could help out a bit with your payments. I'll pay for the $3,000 that you're missing right now. What? Really? I mean, it's not an amount that would affect my life forever, and you two are going to sacrifice your privacy together to live with me. So I'd love to help out such a nice person like you. It seems like the right decision for me to make at this point. Really? Thank you so much! I'll make sure to send $3,000 to you then, okay? I'll hand it to you when you have your wedding. Wait, if possible, could you please make that $5,000? To tell the truth, we've been thinking that at least $5,000 is necessary for us to carry on with a decent lifestyle after the payments are done. I mean, I'm sure that $5,000 is nothing to you. What? Was I getting ahead of myself? If it's enough to burden you, then I would hate to do that to you. All I need to do is live the extreme save-up life that I was talking about earlier for a few months. Then I'll finally be free. Free from plain slices of bread and water and showers once a week. I'll make sure to get through this and show you a smile on my face. Someday. Alright. I'll pay the $5,000. So, please, don't force yourself into a dehumanizing lifestyle like that. Who in their right mind would allow someone living with them to treat themselves like that? Oh, yay! Thank you so much! Now I'll be able to have my wedding. I'm so lucky to have such a nice mother-in-law. Oh, I'll go to the tailor to design on my dress right away.
I heard from Lisa about the money. You're really giving us $5,000?
Yes.
This is unreal. Thank you so much, Mom.
Don't worry about it, honey. It's the least I could do. I mean, I'd be happy to pay even more after making you guys move in with me in a house in the middle of nowhere. On top of that, I couldn't stand myself just to listen about Lisa's hardships and current struggles. I have no choice but to help her out.
Hardships?
Yeah, about her grandparents falling ill before her going to college. I heard she had to pay for her full 4 years through scholarships because of that. I mean, college fees are on the rise and the internet rates are ridiculous too. I couldn't just leave her to solve all of those problems by herself.
What are you talking about? Lisa's grandparents passed away when she was just a toddler.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Her grandparents from both her mother and father's sides passed away soon after she was born. So, I'm not too sure what you're talking about, because that's definitely not Lisa.
But she told me those things just now. And that she had to give up on college education at one point because of those hardships. But she pushed through.
Maybe you read the messages wrong. Or maybe you're misunderstanding something about the story, because I went over to her house to introduce myself to her parents, and they showed me pictures of Lisa's grandparents while explaining what had happened to them.
What?
Why don't I talk to Lisa and see if there's some type of misunderstanding going on here?
No problem. This is probably my misunderstanding, so I'll apologize in advance. Sorry. I just bought a new pair of glasses, and my eyes are probably still adjusting. Maybe that's what caused me to misinterpret something she said.
That's probably the case. Wow, even my mother ages too, huh?
Sadly, yes, honey. So it really does help to have you two live with me. You can move in whenever you'd like after you're officially married. I'll be sure to clean out the house and be ready.
Thanks, Mom. All right, I'll contact you again sometime soon. Take care.
Sorry to interrupt you during your after party, Lisa. Ryan wouldn't pick up his phone no matter how many times I called, so I had to reach out to you. Hello, Mrs. Stewart. How can I help you? Did you leave something behind at the wedding hall? No, it's not about that, honey. The door to my house wouldn't open. I got home just now, but the key doesn't seem to be working. It's an old key, so it may have chipped somewhere and stopped working. Could I stop by your party and borrow the key that I gave you? Oh, about that. Please don't worry about the keys. I changed the lock to the house. So you won't be able to get into the house anymore, Mrs. Stewart. Pardon me? If you'll take a look around, I think you'll see that we've left your stuff outside. So please take those things and leave the perimeter and find another place to stay at. Since we got the wedding done with, the house is ours starting today. We don't need you to be there or invade our privacy, please. Thank you. Wait a minute. Am I missing something here? Why would I move out of my own house? And it's very rude of you to just dump my stuff outside. It's a message. We're trying to communicate that we don't need you anymore, Mrs. Stewart. Thank you for believing in my obvious lies up until now. I didn't think you'd be so gullible, but I guess I was wrong. No wonder cases of fraud towards old people won't go down. All you have to do is give them a mildly believable story and guilt trip them, and boom, money. What? So, the story about your student debts, and that you weren't able to save up money for the wedding because of it, those were all lies? Not all of them were lies. That's the key to make it all believable. I was lying about having student debts, but it's true that saving up money was getting hard for us. What? Yeah, I've always been bad at saving money since I was little, for some reason. I knew that I needed $5,000 to have the wedding of my dreams, but I just couldn't stop buying things for myself, you know? But Ryan's strict with his money, so he would tell me that he wouldn't pay for half of the wedding fees if those were my reasons. So he'd only pay his half. Could you believe it? That's when I got the idea to have his mother pay for my half if he wouldn't. So you lied to me about all of those things. You used your own grandparents as leverage to make me feel bad about not helping, and you made me give you $5,000. I mean, you wouldn't have paid me if I just asked you to pay me, would you? So I had no choice but to lie and make you pay. But I mean, I even told you that I would live with you if you paid for me, so I took my own risks. How could you do this to your own husband's mother? Manipulating people and taking advantage of their kindness for your own benefit? If you don't need me anymore, then why don't you two just move out instead of me? You got what you wanted, so pack up your things and leave my house this instant. This is my house, and I have no intention in leaving. Actually, I kind of fell in love with that house the moment I saw it. At first, I was intending to leave the house as soon as the wedding was done, but the house is actually very nice, and the view from the balcony is beautiful. Therefore, I want the house too, so please leave the house, Mrs. Stewart. Your argument makes no sense. The house is a bit old, but I'm sure that a bit of renovation would make it even more beautiful. To tell you the truth, I've actually called a professional and booked a renovation for the house. So this house is mine now. Please move out. What? You're gonna move into some nursery in a few years anyways, right? Just like my grandparents did. So what's the point in holding on to the house right now? It's too big for an old lady to live alone in anyways. So the two younglings will make great use of it. You're unbelievable. So these are your true colors, huh? I still can't believe it. I thought we were both enjoying living together. I was enjoying your company, to say the least. But I guess that was all lies. I thought you were worried for my well-being. But I guess all you had in mind is taking money away from me. The one who gets tricked is always more faulty than the one who tricks them. I've already received every cent that I need from you. We don't need you anymore, so please get going. You're the one who's gonna move out, you idiot. What? This is why I don't like young people. They underestimate the elderly. How dare you even think of taking my house and my money away from me like this? Do you really think I'm just gonna let you have it your way? I'm going to spend the night at a hotel today, but I will be back. Be prepared. Don't expect to be able to go into the house once you come back. What? Did you just call me an idiot? That isn't like you, Mrs. Stewart. You think this isn't like me? What does a brat like you know about me? You have no idea what happens when you become my enemy. What? Well then, please have fun at your after party. In other words, have fun while you can, honey. Mrs. Stewart, pick up right now. What is this? Who are these people? I don't know what you're talking about. I just came home with Ryan from the party. We ended up staying out until this morning. And we came home and everyone from around the neighborhood is surrounding our house. They're all cursing us out about how they don't want us in the neighborhood. We couldn't even go inside because so many people were blocking the door. We ran away and came to a cafe nearby. What do you know about this? Oh my, they were this quick to do their job? I have such amazing neighbors. What is all of this? What's going on? And how do all of them know that I made you move out of your house? Because I told all of them. Isn't it obvious? That you were the girl who lied to me about your upbringings and tricked me into paying money to you. I told them every single detail about this incident. What? Yes, I told them all about our moving in together as soon as the decision was made. And I received tons of advice from all kinds of neighbors. Some who have moved in with someone before, and some who have moved in but ended up splitting because it didn't work out. I wanted some tips and do's and don'ts upon moving in with someone. And I told them about you during the process. How a very nice young lady was moving into my house as the wife of my son. So I needed to be a nice mother-in-law as well. You know, since I heard that a lot of people are scared of their mother-in-laws. You were acting as if you were a nice person because you wanted money from me. But I was acting as a nice person because my neighbors advised me to do so. What? Did you believe in my nice mother-in-law character? Did I seem like a fragile, gullible mother-in-law? Well, all of that was just me acting like that was who I was because I felt bad about going hard on you. If I wasn't acting, I would have called you an idiot for not trying harder to save up. And I most definitely would not have cared if you were struggling alone in my house to save up. What do you mean, character? And of course, all of my neighbors know who I truly am. And they were really supporting me for working so hard to be the nice mother-in-law that I thought would be what you needed the most right now. Everyone was ecstatic when they heard the whole living together thing was going well. And you decided to try and kick me out of my own house after all of my effort. After all of our effort. And you made the cruelest lie and took my money in the process. No wonder all of my neighbors are enraged by you right now. No, it makes no sense. Why would your neighbors get angry at us? You people are just neighbors. Why would your neighbors get so involved in the business of someone else? Whether you like it or not, that's the cost of living in a small rural town. News goes around quick, and everyone takes it personally. Try living there if you can, you wuss. But given how all of the neighbors are so united about getting revenge on you two, I'm not sure whether you could take it.
Mom, look, I'm so sorry about all of this. I just heard everything from Lisa. I didn't know anything about her life, about the scholarships and everything. I never even thought that my fiancé would do such a thing and take money from my mom. I'm so sorry.
I don't need an apology right now. I need my house. Either give me a key to the new lock, or change the lock back to the one that I have the key to. Hurry up and make a choice.
Look, I made a call and changed the lock back to the old one right away. I'm pretty sure the key that you have right now will open the door.
Great. I'll head home then. And I'll dump all of your belongings onto the front lawn as soon as I get there. You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. We'll move out somewhere during the day today. But for now, I think I'll have a long talk with Lisa about our future together. So I might take a while to get home and pick up our stuff. Is that fine?
What do you mean your future together? Aren't you getting divorced?
Of course I am. She just tried to trick my own mother into giving her money. I never thought she was that kind of person. I'll see you later, Mom.
Look what you've done! It's still the day after our wedding and we're already getting divorced. This is all your fault. Ryan wouldn't listen to a single word I had to say. He'd just tell me that his love for me is long gone and that he wants a divorce right now. I mean, what did you expect after what you did to me? You literally lied to trick your husband's mother into paying you money. If anything, I can't believe you didn't think of the risks that come along with doing such a thing. But he told me when he proposed to me that he would love me no matter what, and that he would take care of me through anything. He even told me that if anything ever came up between you and I, he would side with me. So I thought he would be on my side, no matter what I did. I don't think you're seeing the point here. This isn't about you and I having a conflict. This is about your morals as a person, and you trying to trick a person into giving you money. You know what? I'm giving you the $5,000 back. So please, help me convince Ryan to stay together with me. I would rather die than have to get a divorce. I'll do anything. So please, just help me this once. You don't need to give me the $5,000 that I gave you. It's against my beliefs to take back something that I once gave to a person. But in exchange, I need you to never show up in front of me again. Can you do that for me? What do you mean? What should I do from now on then? We already had a talk with the company about the renovation of the house that you're living in right now. I just finished the payment for the initial fee to start off the construction last week. What? You already paid for them to start working? Judging from what I heard from Ryan, I don't think he even knows about this whole renovation thing. It was supposed to be a surprise. I was going to tell him after making you leave the house for the two of us. I didn't think things would end up like this. What should I do now? I already paid the company $10,000. How stupid could a person be? Seriously, I don't even know what to say to you. I mean, your loss, I guess. Please help me, please. I'll be sure to be the best wife and daughter-in-law from now on. I promise. So please, just help me convince Ryan and tell the neighbors that the kicking out thing was all just a big misunderstanding. I can't tell my parents that I ended up getting a divorce on the day after my wedding. Don't worry, honey. I'm sure you can. You have the guts to try and manipulate your own husband's mother. I'm sure you'll be able to pull that off. There's nothing to be afraid of if you can do that. Please. I'll get going then. Oh yeah, make sure to come pick up your stuff off my lawn as soon as you can. If you don't come by the end of next week, I'll just throw everything away. What? Goodbye. I'm sure the neighbors wouldn't take your visit kindly, but I'm confident you'll make it out alive, honey. It's all your own fault anyways. You'll be fine. Good luck and goodbye. My son officially divorced Lisa after that. Ryan was very apologetic towards my neighbors, so he went around each house and apologized for everything he had gotten them into. But many of my neighbors scolded him for his lack of ability in choosing a decent woman, telling him to straighten up. On the other hand, Lisa also came back to the neighborhood with her parents, going around and apologizing to each and every single person living nearby. Apparently, she's currently on a trip to find herself by traveling around the country. However, even after this whole scandal, we found out that she was going around and using the same trick on her own friends, causing her to lose all connections with everyone she knew up until then. I heard she's been kicked out of her parents' house, living a lonely life in an apartment somewhere.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hello, Anna, are you there? It's been so long since we last spoke to each other. I was just wanting to talk to you about something before I get super busy over here. I was wondering if you had received my wedding invitation yet. The mail delivery service can be so incredibly slow, but I'm sure you have it. I've been waiting for your reply. Wow, I never thought that I would ever get an invitation from you in my entire lifetime, Laura. I really don't intend on replying to your invitation at all. We're hardly friends anymore. Wait, hold on a minute. Why are you being like this? Are you seriously still angry about the things I did? You know, all of that happened over 10 years ago now, Anna. I just don't get you, Anna. I thought that you would have been over it by now. You hold grudges for too long. I thought that maybe you would have forgiven me, but I guess not. I don't get you, Laura, considering that you were the one that told me you wanted to cut me out of your life if I couldn't get past what you did. You literally stole my boyfriend in high school. You turned around and said to me that I am such a crybaby just because I got close with your boyfriend and that you didn't want to be friends with me anymore. Do you really not remember what you said to me back then? You were even laughing the entire time you were telling me what you did, didn't you, Laura? Huh? What the heck are you even talking about? Do you really think that I said something like that to you? That's outrageous. I'm not that mean, surely. Don't deny what I'm trying to tell you. Even now, I remember everything you said so clearly. After that, I never spoke to you again for the rest of our high school days. After we did our exams and after we graduated, we all went our separate ways and our friendship completely ended. As it should have, because of what you did. I can't believe you right now. You've got some guts to send me an invitation to your wedding. I really never thought that I'd hear from you ever again. Okay, look, hear me out, Anna, yeah? I'm really sorry for what happened back then. I should have known better, but come on now. We really need to move forward from this. If you think back, we were really great friends and we got along so well together. I really want to try and mend things with you since I did you wrong. Hang on a minute. Laura, did you just say what I think you said? You actually want to be friends again, even though you didn't want to be back then? Huh? I'm confused. What happened back in high school was just a stupid mistake that I did in my youth, and I'm sure I wasn't the only girl that stole their friend's boyfriend. I was just super jealous because you were dating that popular senior. What's his name? Cody, that's it. He was just gorgeous, and I was stupid for wanting him for myself. Just because you were his girlfriend for a while doesn't mean that us girls couldn't fawn over him. All the senior girls did, and that should have been accepted. I was obviously jealous of what you had, so I just snatched it away from you. But when I grew up, I realized that what I had done was something so incredibly stupid. Oh, really? Is that how you saw things in the end? Interesting. But first of all, you should be apologizing, not sending me an invitation. That's not normal, okay? But yeah, you were just thinking about yourself and your wedding. Why did you really send me an invitation, Laura? To rub everything in my face, huh? Oh, come on. Why are you being like this now? I don't know how to really start with trying to fix this friendship, okay? I was just scared to contact you out of the blue. I really didn't want to contact you in case you were going to ignore me and throw away the invitation that I sent. A wedding is supposed to be a happy occasion, yeah? I know how much you used to talk about getting married when we were younger. I thought that even you couldn't ignore my requests if I sent the invitation to you. Ah, okay, so you want to be friends with me again and that I come and be an extra person at your wedding, huh? Is that truly why you wanted to talk to me? Of course! Isn't it natural for me to send out an invitation to reach out to you because I want you back in my life? After all, you were my best friend until I stole Cody from you. We've been childhood friends ever since we were really small. Even when I became an adult, I knew that I could never have as good of a friend as you, Anna. I know that I was a little bit dumb back then when it came to how much our friendship truly meant, but I finally realized how important your friendship means to me. Laura, I don't know if I can be friends considering what happened, and I know I should be over it, but what you did is the opposite of what a friend should do. Look, I get it. I know I'm being a little selfish by trying to make up now. I understand why you feel like this, since I did some really terrible things to hurt you back then. You're right about you hurting me, that's for sure. I still can't forget the anger and sadness I felt during that time. I got so depressed about life and if anything was worth it. I was betrayed by my best friend, Laura. My childhood friend who I could trust and rely on betrayed me, and I was a very sensitive person and I still take this seriously. I understand, but I don't want to just give up on this. please, could you just reconsider being my friend again just one more time? I really miss hanging out with you, Anna. Anna, you're literally the only best friend that I have ever had in my life. I want you to be at my wedding as it's important to me, and I want to be congratulated on this accomplishment. Okay, well, you really have twisted my arm with this. I understand what you're saying, I just can't believe you want me there. But yes, I'd like to go to your wedding. Oh my God, are you actually being serious right now, Anna? You're actually going to accept the invitation that I sent you? I can't believe this is happening right now. Oh, pinch me. You actually want to come? Oh, this is fantastic. I am so excited that you're going to come and see me get married. You actually want to be friends with me again? Okay, so here's the thing. I really am not confident yet when it comes to making up with you, Laura. But you seem to be remorseful, which is good, so I'll give you another chance. I also can't let all those years of our friendship be wasted just because of what happened in high school. You were also an important person to me as well. I can't forget our fun memories. Wow, I can't believe this. It makes me so happy to hear that you're going to make the effort to come, Anna. I'll be waiting for you at the wedding venue. Please let me introduce you to the groom, and you're my precious childhood friend that I am so lucky to be able to make up with as an adult. This is going to be so much fun, Anna. Okay, well, I guess that we can do that. It'll be very interesting to attend your wedding and finally see who you're going to be marrying. I suppose I'll return the invitation RSVP later. Yes, please, don't take your sweet time getting it to me, though, since my wedding ceremony is happening really soon. Please send it back as fast as possible.
Hi there. You probably don't know me since I'm messaging you out of the blue. Is this Anna? Is this your phone number? I'm wondering if you're a friend of Laura's.
I'm sorry, but who the heck is this? I don't have your number at all, so how did you get mine? But yes, it's true that my name is Anna, and I'm Laura's friend.
Hello again. Let me introduce myself. I'm Todd, and I'm a friend of Laura's fiancé. You've been invited to their wedding, right? I heard that you're a childhood friend of Laura's.
Oh, really? Laura's actually spoken a bit about me already? I'm a little bit shocked to hear that, but yes, I've been invited to their wedding, about 2 weeks ago, in fact. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit confused as to what's going on here. So why are you messaging me exactly? Why would a friend of the groom message me?
So the reason why I've messaged you today is because I wanted to talk to you about their wedding for a bit, if that's okay with you. It's kind of important. If you're the childhood friend of the bride, you've probably been asked to be the organizer of the wedding reception, correct? Actually, the groom has asked me to do the same.
Oh, the wedding reception. Of course, they'll have one after the wedding ceremony. I kind of forgot about that, but I'm sorry I haven't been asked to organize anything. But if you'd like me to, I can try and ask the bride about what's going on in terms of organizing the reception and things like that. I really had no idea about it, though.
Oh, no. There's really no need for you to go all that trouble to ask her that. It's okay since you didn't know about it in the first place. Basically, you don't want to help them out with it, yeah?
Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't think someone like me would be the right person to ask. Aren't they supposed to hire people to do this sort of thing, like an event planner?
Well, actually, the reason as to what's going on is that, well, there's going to be no one on the groom's side in attendance. From his family, I mean.
Wait a minute, what did you just say to me? Are you actually telling me that no one's coming for the groom's side of the family? Are you actually being serious right now?
Well, from what I've been told by the groom, he said that he wanted the bride's guests to know that. I'm sorry about putting this on you, but can you pass on the message to everyone?
I'm sorry, but what do you mean by that? How can the message be passed on when there's no guests from the groom's side? This is so odd, Todd.
Okay, so there was a little bit of trouble going on between the groom and the rest of us that he wanted to invite to the wedding. In the end, they suddenly decided not to attend. It was all happening so quickly, and then it got to the point that everyone canceled the invitation to the wedding at the very last minute, which is incredible.
But I don't get what happened for all of this to go that far. Like, it's an extreme reaction to have, so what the heck's going on here? What happened for people to do this?
Okay, here's the thing. The groom has been getting a bit... Well, he's quite a sloppy guy. I just found out that he owes money to almost all of his friends.
Hold on a minute there, Todd. Are you saying that he's in debt and he owes money to his own friends? You're kidding, right? This is some kind of sick joke?
Yeah, it's not great. And he's not intending on paying it back anytime soon. So all of his friends were super mad at him. He's also being really snobby as well. Keeps on telling me to get him a very generous gift for the upcoming wedding. But if he wants that, I said that you need to at least pay off the debt that you owe before the ceremony. He turned around and had the guts to tell me that all the debt should be forgiven, and everyone should be wishing him a happy marriage instead of hassling him.
But if he just says that sort of thing to everyone, isn't he just avoiding the truth? That he owes a lot of money and he definitely should be paying it back to them?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was really annoyed by his behavior, and then I started asking his other friends, and they said they too lent him money, and it just kept going. It wasn't only just some of his friends that he was asking for money from. It was all of his friends, and he didn't seem to feel guilty in doing that to all of them.
I understand how they feel, though. If he's doing something like that and they're being treated in an insincere manner, I get why they wouldn't want to celebrate.
Yeah, that's why we all got together to talk about the situation when it comes to him not paying us back. It was better for us to decide to cancel even though it was last minute. But the problem we all got is just with the groom and nothing else. I wanted to tell the bride and groom so that I don't cause them any trouble. It might ruin their wedding day. I really hope that I won't go too far, but I'm afraid that hardly anyone's going to show up. So please be aware of what's going to happen, and just participate in the celebrations.
Oh, I see what's going on here. I guess that's why you wanted to get in contact with me. What a crazy situation. It's going to be super weird to handle. I can't believe this.
I know that it costs a lot for a woman to even attend a wedding. All the fees for hair, makeup, and the dress must build up. Men can just wear suits, so it's pretty easy. So I feel bad that we're causing unrelated people to waste hundreds of dollars on a person who hasn't paid them back. So what's the actual point in going?
Well, I don't think it would be a good idea to tell the bride about this. It would have been nice to let me know a little bit more in advance. She's going to be the one who suffers the most.
Okay, well about that. I've already told the bride what's been going on. She seems to have the same opinion as the groom, so it's hard to communicate about it.
Wait a minute, what did you just say? Are you actually telling me that Laura actually knows what's going on with the groom not paying back money to his friends? That's terrible.
Yeah, it's not great. At all. I asked the bride if she could tell him to pay it back, so that everyone can just move on. But I heard that he borrowed money from her as well. She said that if he's going to be a man, he needs to be treated like one, and she laughed. It made no sense to me. She doesn't seem to know what he's really like.
Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me right now. How can she be so stupid and take his side when he's just leaving everyone out of pocket? He's avoiding his responsibilities.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because it sounds like some people lent up to almost $10,000 to him and not paid it back. She didn't believe anything I said at all. I also said to both of them that if things are going to continue like this, I won't be attending. Then they turned around and insulted me and said I don't have the guts to ditch.
If that's the case, I understand why you're telling me this and why others aren't going to come to the wedding. Anyway, I'll tell all the friends that the bride knows about it.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm really sorry that I've gotten you involved with this, Anna. But thank you so much for understanding, and I hope they don't treat you badly.
Hey, Laura, are you there? I've been trying to get a hold of you for the past few minutes now. For some weird reason, there's no seat for me at the ceremony. Could you please check with the staff about this? Oh, wait, you're actually here now? You know what, Anna? I am so sorry that it's come to this. You're no longer needed today, so you can go home now. Hold on a second. What on earth did you say to me? What do you mean that you don't need me today? You said that I was invited to your wedding, was I not? Well, there's no seat reserved for you at the ceremony. A woman who's no longer needed is just a nuisance and going to be in the way of everyone. Excuse me? What the heck are you doing here, Laura? I'm no longer needed? You're the one who invited me, remember? You wanted to make up, but you turned me away like this? What is your deal, Laura? To be honest, I just wanted to post about making up on social media, okay? So when I got a reply saying you would attend, I was already done with you. Your role is over. Are you kidding me right now? You literally used me to update your social media and get as many likes as possible on your post? I don't understand this at all, Laura. I don't expect you to understand, since you know nothing about social media. I've been putting a lot of effort into my profiles. Thanks to the post I did about us, I'm now an influencer with tens of thousands of followers. But recently, I've been running out of things to post, so I need to do something about that. So I had an idea. I thought it would be fun to post about how I made up with my childhood friend after years of feuding. As I expected, the post went viral. Everyone was commenting how brave I was to reach out to you, and they were all congratulating me. I really love all the praise I'm getting. And I also said that I was hoping for a chance to make amends. It was the other person's fault for fighting anyway, but I'm still great at forgiving and that sort of thing. And of course, since I'm good with words, I posted it and I started to get so many likes and comments. It's great. My ratings and followers have skyrocketed. So is this the whole reason why you sent me an invitation in the first place? So you're really telling me that you didn't want to make up with me at all? We're not friends? Wasn't I being obvious enough for you, Anna? You're so stupid to fall for that. To be honest, making amends with someone is actually kind of boring. Why should I make amends with some stupid loser like you when you held such a grudge over me for years, huh? I was never intending for us to still be friends. I really can't believe what you're saying right now. Do you know how stupid and awful you're being right now? How could you be so cruel and use me like this? Well, all you are, Anna, is a complete and utter loser who lost their man to me. On top of that, you're an idiot who still holds a grudge about something that happened in high school. You're a loser. How can you do something so horrible to someone who actually did used to be great friends with you until you did all these horrible things? You've twisted the whole story. I thought that you were actually sincerely sorry about what you did, and now you're turning around and doing this? But this has all been a huge lie, hasn't it? I guess you can call it that if you're going to overthink every single thing I said to you. You should have got my hints from the beginning, so please go home early, all right? I hate to say this, but there were no seats for losers from the very start. Only my real friends are invited to my wedding today, okay? We'll have lots of fun. But don't you see? I'm the one who came to the ceremony today. I think I'm literally the only person here that's actually trying to support you. Did you think about that? I'm sorry, but just hold on a minute there, Anna. What on earth are you even talking about? What do you mean that you're the only one at the venue? You're talking crap. Well, I've got no reason to lie to you about this, Laura. I'm telling you right now that you've got zero true friends. I was the only person on the bus for the attendees from the airport. As I expected, when I arrived at the wedding venue, none of your friends and none of the groom's friends were there. Like I said, you've got zero real friends. I think most of the guests decided not to come for some reason or another. It's kind of crazy that not a single guest thought it would be a good idea to RSVP to this wedding. Okay, now, hold on a minute. Are you seriously kidding me right now? Is this some kind of sick joke? There's actually no one sitting waiting for us in the wedding hall? Maybe you can start to think of why no one's actually here for you or the groom, Laura. The groom's friends had told him in advance that they decided they wouldn't be going. What? I didn't think they had the guts to do that. Did those stupid people really just cancel on us at the last minute? This is unbelievable. They have got some nerve. But how on earth do you know this? Yes, I even contacted the bride's guests about what was going on. I was so disappointed with the groom's lack of money that they decided to cancel. So I guess the wedding will be ruined, so you should be aware of that. But just continue with the wedding even though all the seats will be empty. Honestly, you two are the worst. Are you actually kidding me right now? How could you do this to me and my groom? So you think it would be funny to tell my guests not to come? Hey, all I was doing was to reduce the trouble that would be caused because of this wedding. I wanted to minimize the damage caused by the cancellations. The groom's friends are actually very kind and considerate people, and they just want their money. Because of that, they decided to cancel at the last minute. How dare they do something like this to us? We have done so much for those stupid people, and they should be here. Ugh. This is so frustrating, and this is all your fault. Excuse me? How is any of this my fault? If all of this was going to get ruined by your attitude, there was no need for the guests to come to this anyway. That's what your friends were saying. Also, on top of that, your friend Laura also started saying the same thing. One person after another. In fact, they haven't received any money back from the bride either. What the heck are you even talking about? How could you seriously have known all of this was happening and not tell me? Are you getting back at me or something? Hey, I'm telling you now that I have no idea of any of this. Not only the groom, but you are also in a ton of debt, aren't you, Laura? In a way, you're the perfect couple. Whoa. Now, just hold on a minute there, Anna. I don't owe my friends that much money at all. Neither of us do. I literally borrowed some money just so I could buy some juice. It's really impossible to cancel at the last minute for something as small as that. I can't believe they would turn on me like this. How dare they do this without saying anything to me? Well, I can understand why they did, and I honestly think you're not telling the whole truth here. That one-time amount that you mentioned might not be a big deal in your eyes. But if you keep asking for money and it starts to build up over time and it turns into a decent amount of money that you owe, like you were back then, that kind of sneaky thing that you've been doing recently was something that you used to do back in the day when we used to hang out as teenagers. You haven't changed. You would borrow the bare minimum amount of money without being turned down and then not pay it back at all. You were being so stingy. I've been lending you money since we were kids. You have never paid me back for anything that I've paid for you, Laura. Have you forgotten that I've been calculating everything you've not paid me for since you broke off our friendship? I made a note of the amount that I lent to you, which came to a total of about $3,000. When we ended our friendship, did you know what I made you do? You scraped together all of the New Year's money that you earned from your family and all the pocket money that you earned and somehow paid me in full. Well, of course I remember doing that, but I only did that back then because I had no intention of making up with you ever again. Stop screwing things up for me. Once I'm gone, you'll do the same thing to another friend and so on until you end up with so much debt. This is the result, Laura. Even if it's not a huge amount each time, altogether you owe a considerate amount of money. But it's not something that would make people cancel their invitations to my own wedding day. It makes no sense. How dare they? This is definitely going too far. Well, it's up to the people who are being trampled to decide that, not me. It's not up to you to make them come. You decided to borrow money and never pay it back. Also, I think that you should ask the groom again about the amount of debt he's in so that you can all start giving back to the people who actually are very generous toward horrible people. I heard something from the groom's friend that the amount he owes all of his friends is a pretty big deal. You're both adults and you should know better than to use people like this. Wait, what are you talking about? But none of this makes any sense to me. He's only borrowed about $1,000 from each person, so I don't know why it's a big deal. You know what I'm going to do, Laura? I'll send you a memo summarizing everyone's bill now, and then you'll see how bad the situation is, Laura. You'll be shocked to hear it, I bet. You probably won't be able to have a wedding anyway, so take your time and discuss this with the groom, all right? It's just one invitation that you're impacting with your decision. I'll go home now. This has got to be the worst thing to ever happen to me. There's no way that he owes $50,000 to all of his friends, is there? He hid this all from me. You lied to me. You said that he owes about $1,000. This is so much more than that. How is this all possible? How does someone do this? Huh? What are you talking about? I thought the note said that the groom's debt was $30,000. How is it that he owes more than that? But, well, now you know. Well, that's not what my friends told me. I pressed him about it to see if there was anything else, and he completely confessed everything to me. He owes $20,000 to companies. Well, I should have known that he owed way more than just to his friends. He's being such an idiot when it comes to money and what he owes everyone. He can't get away with this. Well, it seems like your wedding isn't going to happen after all. He's going to have to stump up with the money sooner or later, and it better be sooner. This can't be happening to me. This is so not fair. What did I do to deserve this? I am supposed to be getting married, and everyone screwed me over. I hate this. Well, have you thought that maybe this is karma, considering you used me for your social media accounts? I'm not going to help you through any of this, Laura. You're on your own. You can't abandon me in this state. How could you do this to your own friend? I'm probably the only friend you've got, so you need to help me out here, all right? I'm not going to do anything like that, and I also have many friends that care about me more than you've ever showed me. You told me to leave, and, well, I don't want to help you out. Why would I help someone who uses people and doesn't give back their money? You're a terrible person, and I don't need your toxicity around anymore. Goodbye, Laura. Wait, no, don't leave me. Anna, please help me out. You have to help me get married. I need some money. Please don't do this to me. Don't abandon me. Help me, Anna. I'm sorry. On the day of the wedding, all the guests canceled at the last minute as the guests were owed money by the groom and wanted it back. The bride and groom's parents found out about their debts and the problems they were having with their friends. Now they've got no choice but to pay back all the money to the friends. In the presence of the parents, all the debts will be paid off at once to everyone. However, now the couple's savings are starting to run out. If that wasn't enough to deal with, the groom took on more debt apart from his friends. He also owed money to some credit card companies, and on top of that, the groom took out a multi-million-dollar bridal loan so that the wedding could happen. Unfortunately for Laura, because there was no joint loan done, she couldn't divorce him until things were all sorted. From the rumors that were going around town since this fiasco, the two of them have been steadily paying off their debts. By the way, after the bride and groom's friends went out drinking since they decided not to go to their wedding, several couples were born out of their meeting. Now that Anna has made friends with them, she's now looking forward to several weddings that'll actually go ahead in the future.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.